What are you doing?
Thinking about moving out of my mom's basement.
And how's that going for you?
It's not going too well.
And we're back. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another installation of the Dark Council. Now, while I'm doing this talking and being dramatic, I'm making sure that my mic sounds good because I know how you guys do. Y'all make sure I'm trash when I'm on this mic. Y'all make sure I'm trash when I'm on this camera. So I'm glad y'all here, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I just got done with a beautiful dinner, drinking from my Darth Vader cup. I'm still a Star Wars fan, just not a fan of the man. You know how she play. Her name, KK. Woo-hoo-hoo. It ain't nothing like a sweet tea to bring down the beautiful, delicious dinner. You know what I mean? Let's get to it. Let's see who all in here because I'm telling y'all on this Dark Council, we're gonna be talking about Superman. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. We ain't get too much of that in the film. We're gonna speak on that. This is gonna be the spoilers talk on the Dark Council. Also on the Dark Council, we're gonna be talking about Ironheart not getting a second season, and we're gonna be talking about is Ryan Coogler going to DC, and we also gonna be talking about the director of Godzilla -1. The director. Guess where he coming to? He coming to the DC side of things. You know what I'm saying? Let me see how y'all doing up in here, man. Thank y'all for coming out. Still late. This is why you my boy still late. Still late. Let me blow you up in the best way possible, sir.
You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah.
So my boy Still Leg History, member for 19 months. Man, you like a member for eternity on the Fatal J channel. I appreciate that, man. I can never thank you all enough for your support and kindness. I hope to get to meet you all in person one day so I can thank you. Be blessed. 707 subs, bro. You moving fast. You moving faster than I did. Right now, I'm at 11K, about to hit that 12K. Y'all make sure to hit that subscribe. You know, but it took me 5 years to get here. I'm trying to figure out in my head, how's all these freakers hitting millions of subs? Have y'all been on YouTube for 20 years? A lot of them have, though, you know. Y'all smash that like button. We supposed to get into it, though. Let me see who in the chat before we get busy. We got Derek Dozy up in here. Thank you. We got Double A up in here. Hell, Dark Council. No spoilers for Superman. I'm going to see it myself later this week. Man, if you read the title will tell you we're not spoiling nothing, okay? No spoilers. We got Brandon Hayes. Yo, is Abu Naz joining the panel? I think Abu Naz is feeling under the weather. I don't know if he going to come on the panel or not. I'm not too sure. He definitely promoting his album. His album is it's going to be a banger, House of the Dragon. And hey, his album cover, Fatal J has something to do with that. You know what I mean? Shout out to Abu Naz and Fatal J. We got Professor, the film fan up here, always showing love. Glad you here, man. Always support, man. Appreciate you. A2D2, one of the best moderators known to man. Glad you here. It's going to be a good one. We got Red Satan's Blues up in here. When will we collab again, Jay? We Red. Anytime. Anytime. Okay, pause, because that was Jenna Jackson. Any place. Shout out to Red. You know, me and you, we pivoting right now. The mother cats, they ain't pivoting. You know? Shout out to Red. Shout out to Super Slice 75. Man, if y'all didn't see, I went scorch earth on a couple of YouTubers, man. A lot of those YouTubers on that side, I'm still cool with, but I had to go scorch earth when I seen that Ironheart stuff, man. It just got too ridiculous on the panels. You know what I'm saying? There was certain panels, man. I'm gonna put it like this, you know, that neurotic. Yeah, I'm gonna say it, that neurotic panel. Y'all was talking slick, man. You know. Fatal J is watching. Let's continue. Let's see who he is before we get into the news. See if I missed it. Sandro, Fatal, this is your daily reminder that Majorana will sound like a wartime correspondent. Damn. Make sure to pay the proper respects for his character stream from a danger zone. Dang. Okay, that's what we're going to do, Sandro. What we going to do? This is what we're going to do. Okay? When the Majorana come on the stream, I'm not going to say nothing. If he sound like a wartime correspondent, like his bombs and stuff going off in the background, and speak of the devil, on my way home. We got Niobe gaming up in here. Shout out to Niobe. This is the thing about Niobe. Niobe is bringing you heat. He got a comic character called Niobe, and let me tell you something. The art, the story, killing it. I'm going to tell you something else about Niobe. This is a one-man army. He's not scared to go against your Ether Van Scribers, your Thomas Gates, and all them type of guys. He's not scared. This man is a one-man army going against them cats. Y'all make sure to check out Niobe. Niobe killing it in the game. Niobe, we got to do some streams sometimes. Get together, man. Make it happen, man. You know, you killing it. You in the comic book shops, Antarctic Press, you know. I know you kind of taking a hiatus with Antarctic Press, but I know you and Ben still doing collabs. I still watch the streams. Yes, I do. Hey, just because I don't say nothing, don't mean I'm in there. I'm like Batman. Man, we got some bangers up in here. We got Perry comments. Yeah. Let me tell y'all something before I get into the news, man. I'm just hyped. You got a dope crowd tonight. Perry, if you want to learn how to do a YouTube channel right, this man got 2 YouTube channels, okay? Started with 0 and hit 100,000 quickly with his comic book channel. Study that man. He knows the secrets. Also, he got a gaming channel. Started from 0. I don't know where it's at right now. I'm subscribed, though. But I'm pretty sure it's going to get to 100,000. This man has single-handedly cracked the code to YouTube. Get with this man. Okay? And if you're a man and you get with that man, pause, but get with him. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. Let's get into the news, though. Let's get to the news. We got a lot of news. Oh, we got somebody in the back. Miss Lorena Creole, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, Fatal. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing great. Doing well. How's everything going in Disneyland and theme park land? How everything going?
It's going, it's going.
Yeah.
It's nuts. Getting rid of Rivers of America.
I still think somebody got that deal for you. They got that 100,000 deal contract for you. Because I mean, you know, when it comes to the theme park critics, you the best.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Wish they hurry up with it. Know that much.
Yeah, they coming. They coming. Somebody gonna sponsor your channel. You know, it's coming. Because you know that's where the real money comes in, is when you get your channel sponsored. It ain't these damn AdSense. Because let me tell y'all something in YouTube land. People out here in the chat, if you're thinking about growing your channel or getting rich from YouTube, a video that does 1K views, guess how much money you make? $1.
I was going to say, which it depends on what rate they're going to pay. Sometimes it could be $5. Sometimes it could be $1. So if you're thinking about getting into YouTube to get rich, guess what? Nah. Think of it like you may be able to afford a Starbucks or a pizza for free that month.
Yeah, pretty much. This is the Superman spoilers talk. I mean, spoiler free, excuse me. I'm not going to spoil anything, I promise you. Lorena, I will tell you this. I'm starting to know you pretty good. And I think when you see this film, it's 50-50 if you like it or not. I'm serious, Lorena. I kind of don't figure out what movies you like.
Yeah.
And you're not going to like that damn dog. You ain't gonna like the dog, I'm telling you. You're not gonna like the dog.
I'm just like, why is a daggone dog there? I mean, it's like I told people last night. I was like, I'm a normie. I don't freaking remember that dog at all.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Well, but that's James Gunn. He liked to put dogs in his movies.
Yeah,
so.
The dog always been there. The dog always been there. But the dog was more what's the word I'm looking for? He was more disciplined. Okay. This dog here, and I don't have rambunctious dogs. They hard work. And that dog was rambunctious through this whole movie. And see, that's my kind of iffy with this movie. Is he put his dog in this movie. And his dog, his actual dog, that's the dog that they use for the mocap. And his dog is rambunctious like that.
Okay, so his dog needs Cesar Millan. That's who that his dog needs. The dog was.
But I did hear little girls in the movie theater say, "Aww." So
see, I'm that weird girl because that dog was not cute.
Yeah,
I couldn't stand that dog as soon as I saw it.
Yeah. That dog is there for merchandising.
That is true. I've seen the darn dog in the sets at Target.
Yeah, he's there for merchandising. I ain't gonna lie though. When it come to James Gunn, when I watched that Guardians 3, he made me shed a tear with that damn rabbit. That was rough, man.
I will never forgive him. Justice for Floor. That's all I'm gonna say.
Dang, man.
That was rough.
Let's see. Yo, Fader, what was better, Man of Steel or Gunn's Superman? Dang, y'all gonna put me on the spot like that?
You already know my answer. I haven't even seen the movie yet. You know my answer.
Oh, shoot. Okay, let me be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you, Lorena.
Okay.
I like both movies, but Man of Steel still wins. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you like this: they're two polar opposites. I'm glad I got Zack Snyder and James Gunn there for a reason. If you all about the comic books, just all about comic book accuracy, comic books, you're going to like this movie. You're gonna like this movie that's out now.
Okay.
When it comes to Cavill, when it comes to Zack Snyder, when it comes to Man of Steel, if you want that cinematic, epic level film of a comic book movie, rock with Man of Steel. Because this right here, this Superman 2025, I'm gonna be honest with you on this one. This right here felt like an episode. Now it wasn't a bad episode. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't a bad, but it felt like this was literally episode 3. It felt like episode 3. Oh, we got somebody in the back that I was not expecting.
Oh, who would that be?
to be here. Lorena, this is somebody we haven't seen in a while. Somebody who
Callis?
has somebody who nah, they don't get that good. They don't get that good.
I figured I'd go for the most
Matter of
unlikely
fact,
highest payoff at the track.
Matter of fact, Callis, I know I did it. I did it. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to do it. Whatever I did, come back. Okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, you might be wondering who I got in the back. I'm gonna wait till he get through because he's doing some hardcore hacking. He doing some hardcore hacking right now. So I'm gonna wait till he get himself together a little bit.
Okay.
But we got this right here on the screen. It said the first two projects of DCEU Zack Snyder versus the two projects of James Gunn. Man of Steel, when it came out, it was 57% rotten by the critics and 75% from the fans. On James Gunn's side of things, it was 85% from the critics and 96% from the fans. But when it comes to Rotten Tomatoes,
Well, you know the thing with Rotten Tomatoes is they like to play with the numbers. Because case in point, we were talking about when Ironheart first came out. All right, they had like 35% audience score, and then when I refreshed it during the stream, they wiped it out and didn't show it. So you already know something's up. It's partially owned by Disney.
Yeah.
So you have to keep
That's
that
right.
into account. Also, you have their stable of critics who they always go to. Then you've got, the critics who aren't beholden to Rotten Tomatoes who will tell you the truth. So
we talking about Rotten Tomatoes, huh?
Yeah, we're talking about them. It's a hustle. It's an absolute hustle.
Yeah.
Abu, we glad you're here. Abu, I told you what to do. You did. Your mic is real low, or you talking low?
Can you hear?
Yes,
now?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Abu, listen to this. Listen to this while you get your H2O and oxygen together, hydrogen and whatever together. Okay. Somebody in the chat, Kevin Scott asked me this. He asked me. He said, "Yo, Fader, what was better, Man of Steel or Gun Superman?" Okay, he put me on the spot. He put me on the spot. I like this James Gunn movie, but I still like Man of Steel better.
Facts.
You already know my answer, so don't. No.
I love you to death, Lorena. It pains me and it hurts my soul that you don't like Man of Steel.
I absolutely loathe Man of Steel. If you can't get the canon basics all the way right, especially that fundamental lesson that Clark Kent had to learn, that no matter how overpowered or superpowered he was, there were certain things that he could not control that were out of his control. All the slow-mo, I didn't think it was a good movie, period. However, one thing that came out of that film that I absolutely did like, first of all, 300, Zack Snyder, he get all the props for that because that movie's off the chain. Henry Cavill is Superman. If it was not for Henry Cavill, I would not even give Man of Steel the little bit of viewing that I did. I did not like it. I did not like it. Couldn't stand it. But I freaking love Henry Cavill, which is why it pissed me off when he wasn't in Gunn Superman movie. So
it's amazing because some people actually don't, favor the movie in and of itself, but they love watching it because of Henry Cavill. He just has that presence to be Superman. That's another reason why we go hard for this man, and the way that they disrespected him on some bullshit that we turned everything up. Once I knew that you told him that he could come back, that you could get back into the suit, and then you had all the fans was in joy. It was like we had the Christmas present, and we getting ready to unwrap it, and then you took it all away, and that was a no-no. When that happened, and the fact that you knew that you wasn't going to use him, I said, you will not get a single fucking dime out of me and anybody else that rolls with us. So
now, Abu, watch this. My wife said something real interesting when we went to go watch this last night. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You enjoyed your film? Because you know that's DC Guardians of the Galaxy that you're watching. You know that, right?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. It really wasn't. Look, I'm gonna put it like this. Abu. So
I saw a couple of the scenes, bro. It's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's not. The only thing that it could be Guardians of the Galaxy, it was like it was two scenes in the movie. One was the ending, and one was the Mr. Terrific fight. And I'm not gonna give it away, but that Mr. Terrific fight was fire. I mean, he put a lot of respect on that brother to the point. Watch when these reviews come out, people gonna say they want a Mr. Terrific movie. But this is what I was saying though. So my wife, while she was watching this movie, she said, "Man," she said, I miss Henry Cavill." She said, "I miss Henry Cavill." She said, "I'm gonna like this guy too." And what I liked about this movie, James Gunn, this movie is like none other Superman you ever seen. Now, is it the best Superman movie? Is it the best of all of them? No. Is it a good Superman movie? Yes. And what I like, because I was scared that he was going to copy something from Zack Snyder. He didn't copy nothing from Zack Snyder. This movie right here stands on its own. And then when you compare it to like a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, it's not Guardians of the Galaxy either. It just stands on its own. It stands on its own. Do this movie got flaws? Yes, it do got flaws. Because some people are going to look at this Lex Luthor. I can understand some people going to love it. Some people going to hate it. I felt like Nicholas Hoult, the guy that played Lex Luthor, he gave it his all. You could tell he did. But
that was the one casting that I was like, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
When they got Lex Luthor right, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So Nicholas Hoult, he did his best. It is some parts of the movie where it kind of slowed down. It really slows down because there's a lot of dialogue. And then the movie just really shoot up towards that third act. So I don't know, man. Some people gonna love it. Some people gonna hate it. I enjoyed it. Now, this is coming from somebody who is Snyder head. I'm a Snyder head, and I still pick Man of Steel over this. But this was a good movie. This was a good movie. If you want that 100% comic booky Superman, this is it. If you want that realism Superman, Man of Steel, Zack Snyder. We got the Iron Fist in the back.
I was already peeping some of the stuff that they said was more comic book accurate, that whatever I guess stories that they had, and like I said, throughout the day I kept going back and forth. Some people was like no bueno. Some people was like, well, Corenswet is good, but after everybody else is trash, and and it's just back and forth. So it's not. I don't think it's not a universal thing. It's just basically if you watch it and pretty much what camp is you in, and it's like, damn, I'm with the Snyder heads, but I think I like this movie, and it's like, oh man, I gotta watch this bullshit. Okay, blah blah blah, and it's like, I wasted my time once again. So you go through the motions, and the only thing that I actually peeped out was Corenswet was okay.
I'm laughing. But I'm laughing at Mark.
Same.
You know what, Mark? It's okay.
Same.
Okay.
I mean, hold on, man. I'm gonna really look it up.
I'm laughing at the hairline thing.
The hairline got me too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Abu, let me ask you this question. Let me ask you the question. Okay. Did Warner end Henry Cavill career, or did this hairline right here end his Superman career?
Mark is being Mark right now.
I'm gonna ask you again, Abu.
I don't appreciate you disrespecting my guy.
I'm just asking a question. This is a simple question. All I'm asking, Abu, did Warner kill Henry Cavill's Superman career, or did that hairline kill his career?
I can't even answer that, sir. I can't even.
You cannot confirm nor deny.
I cannot confirm or deny.
Yeah. He got the ill Archie Bunker, man. Look at him. Look at him.
Leave my guy alone, okay?
You still look good, though. Oh, no. Why you got to do that?
Oh, yeah.
He comes back as Superman. He comes back as Superman. Everybody's going to be like, hallelujah, praise the Lord.
He's not coming back, bro. We got to accept it. He's not coming back. You know, no matter how people feel about the movie, I seem to be hearing everyone say the same thing. Corenswet got what it takes.
Some people
it's
say
like the movie.
Yeah, but it's not universal, Mark. And some of them say it's good. Some of them say he's just a little bit too high strung to be Superman. But
Abu, like I'm gonna say this. Abu, real quick, I'm gonna say this.
But wait a minute. It comes out. Wait a minute. The movie comes out.
It come out Thursday
and Friday. So the general audience will give their taste of it. And
that's true.
Like I said, it's just the YouTubers and everybody else that got the.
Peep this, Abu, and I promise you I'm not making it up because other people can tell you this too. Okay, it's been a long time since I've been in the theaters, and I heard people when the movie, as soon as the movie was over, people were clapping. I turned around, people was doing standing ovations. I asked other YouTubers, I said, did they do this in your theaters too? They said they did it in mine too.
Well, I'm gonna add a little bit of perspective to that. The ones that go out to see movies like this for, I'll call it the fan preview because that's what it is. Because I've been to a couple. Usually they are either YouTubers or the die-hard fans. So they are going to have that over-the-top reaction to it because they are absolutely going to love it. But like you gentlemen were just saying, with it coming out with the previews on Thursday and Friday, we'll see what happens with the general audience because as a normie, and again, I'm a DC normie, the only thing that this film really has to do is one, be halfway interested to keep butts in seats, and two, that Superman has to seem like Superman. That's it. And when I say seem like Superman, I mean on the level that the normies know.
Right now, I'm gonna say this. From what I've seen online, what I've seen, even from my wife, my wife is a DC normie too. She said this. She said, I like Henry Cavill. She said, but this guy is Superman. She said he feels like Superman. I can accept him as Superman.
Because I've seen him in the, in the trailers and everything, and I've had no problem with him. I'm just like, he seems like he knows exactly what he's doing. He fits in with the character and the mannerisms. I mean, they say he's never going to be Christopher Reeve. He's not supposed to be Christopher Reeve. Don't even touch that. But it's enough. He does it where you're not thinking, that's not Superman. That's not really going through your mind when you see it. At least Lorena, you see it.
And you making up great points. Okay, I was so scared when I went into this movie. This was going to be a Christopher Reeve Donner copy. It's not. You might see and I'm really pushing it when I say this. You might see a pinch of it, but Gunn really made this his own thing. He made this.
It's kind of like with the new Jurassic Park movie, which I just saw last night. You saw some obvious callbacks to the first movie, but it wasn't like they did it shot for shot. They did something a little bit different, with it. So as much as I love the Donner movies, and I do, I didn't want an exact copy. What I do want is that hopeful Superman that woefully was missing when it came to the Zack Snyder films. He took it a different way. But to me, Superman needs to be hopeful, and that's what I'm hoping to get when I see this film.
Oh, Lorena, you definitely gonna get it. Oh,
and not just
real quick,
that,
Mark.
It's got to be fun. Oh, go on, bro.
No, I'm gonna say this real quick, and then I'm gonna let you have the floor. Lorena, you definitely get that. You get the saving the puppies, saving the children, smiling. That the whole theme of this movie is heroism. You know, that's the whole thing. It's hero. Mark, it's on you.
Yeah, I was just gonna point out that the main ingredient for me is fun. You know, and fun to me can be silly. You know, it's something that's been missing. Look, Superman has got to be fun and silly. It's a bright fantasy world, you know, and from what I see, from what they're showing me, this is a lot more towards that than Snyder's vision was. Snyder's vision was super serious, and I don't have a problem with that if you're talking about Batman. You know, like I really, really wanted to see Batflick. You know, like I was really thinking Zack Snyder would be a great fit for that. You know, that dark vision, that gloomy thing, you know, brooding. He could do great atmosphere, all of that. But when it comes to Superman, he's Superman. For God's sake, he's got super breath, super hearing, super smart, super fat. He's silly. You know what I mean? It's like Superman is not supposed to be overthought. He's not supposed to be brooding, man. He's hands on the hip, chest out, smiling. He's Superman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what he is. And I'm sorry if that makes him a little bit thin in the personality department, perhaps. But he is a Boy Scout. He's naive, you know. That's the way I want to. That's the way I want to see him. You know, I felt like Zack went way too heavy on the Jesus metaphor. He was supposed to be some type of Messiah. It's like, bro, no, it's not that deep, man. You know. So even though it might have been entertaining, and it was, you know, I hated what's his name, Eisenberg as Luthor, but you know, whatever.
Lord. Let's don't talk about him.
You know, but I just couldn't get into him like that. You know what I mean?
Mark, this dude was Nicholas Hoult. He's not the best Lex Luthor, but to me, he definitely better than Eisenberg. Brendan Hayes, thank you so much.
See ya.
King Abu Nas, my brother. I'm hearing the film is not good. It's getting mixed reactions. It feels like they copy elements, FRP, Man of Steel, and BVS, but made it gun-style goofy with a Henry Cavill lookalike. I seen the movie, and trust me, you talking to a Snyder head. I even got a Snyder shirt on right now. Nothing like Man of Steel. I mean, to me, you can't even compare this movie to 78 Superman. This is totally different. God really made this his own thing. It's totally different. Brother man, thank you so much. Showing support. So starting off, Brother Fatal. I appreciate that, brother. Let me blow you up.
Man.
Brandon
Shout
Hayes
out to
with
Brother
the
Man
$5.
to you.
Shout out to Brother Man.
Yeah, I was just gonna say just real quick, because whenever I see an old school reference, I gotta shout him out. He said main ingredient. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. Maybe factual, maybe cruel. Listen, baby. I feel you, bro.
Brandon Hayes with the $5. Henry's hairline don't matter now because he's the Highlander now.
That's right.
Superman is behind him.
I cannot wait for a Highlander. Chad Stileski from John Wick is working on it. I love the Highlander film.
Lorena, this the only way it can be dope if they do this. Here we are, born to be kings. We're the princes of the universe. I am a mortal. I have inside me blood of king. Yeah.
It's almost
I
like
have
Mickey
no
Mouse singing
rivals.
it.
No,
I can't.
Why you
No,
look like you're in pain?
see my
Oh my God! Oh,
Damn,
this hurt my chest right now.
Oh,
So we
no.
gonna act like that song don't go hard.
But
We gonna act like that. We gonna act like that. That is, bro. That song might make you want to fight a whole army by yourself. I
Now
love
with
that
you
song.
singing it.
I didn't even know what that was from.
It's from the Highlander TV show, Lorena.
Oh, I didn't watch
the movie was
I
better.
watched
TV
the
show-
movies.
Hey, the TV show is better than the movies.
Not really. I mean,
What?
That's a tall order now.
Hold on,
Yeah.
Chet. Where y'all at?
It doesn't touch the movies. You got to remember it's TV.
Hold on. Okay, look.
Christopher Lambert.
The first one was dope. I give y'all that. But that second and third Highlander movie, let me pull a
The one with Mario Van Peebles in it. I'm really trying not to remember.
Trash.
So bad.
Mario Van
I
Peebles.
got 1 and 2. Everything else is, you know.
Mike,
You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah.
so how much to get Abu to see this movie? Oh, we're gonna play that game? We gonna play that game, huh?
Bro, you ain't never gonna see Abu Nas in a movie theater
I'm
watching
not
this
doing-
movie.
No.
Hold on.
He'll watch Barbie again.
We already
Mark,
went through.
Never
Barbie.
say
Anyway, now that we're at the bar, I am contemplating.
don't
We're
never
not-
say
we're not,
never.
we're not doing that. We're not doing that no more.
Mm-mm.
Mike, that's a good question. Abu. And you know I sent it because I sent it.
I'm not
How
watching it no matter what. I mean, stop.
So you ain't watching it at all. If somebody
Oh,
pay your
man.
ticket.
Fuck
said,
James
"Stop
Gunn,
playing."
fuck the movie, and fuck everything that comes out with it.
That's
But if you like it, then that's cool.
that's pretty cold though. This man like Barbie. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Give Fox a super chat.
If I don't see Henry Cavill suiting up in Superman, fuck them all. It's like, well, what about the kids? Fuck them kids.
Here's $5.
Bring me Henry.
Hey.
Bring me Henry Cavill back and finish the damn just give me what we want. That's exactly
20 years.
Finish
20 years, Abu's gonna be on some. I want Henry Cavill, damn it! Let me
That's
have
right.
Henry.
That you're daggone right. You're daggone right.
19K5. So Fox, I talked to Fox. Well, I seen Fox comments. Fox said he didn't like it. He saw it. He didn't like it. Yeah. So I mean, hey, it's preference, man. I enjoyed it. Some people don't like it. Yeah,
It's gonna be split right down the middle as usual.
It's gonna split down the middle. But it's kind of weird though. Like I understand the DC game. The DC game is really weird compared to the Marvel game because I can remember when Zack Snyder they said to be the director of Man of Steel, and it was split down the middle. I can remember when Gal Gadot was going to be Wonder Woman, it was split down the middle. My boy Batfleck, people was like, let's boycott Warner.
I know. I even said, what? That's like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't see it.
Once I saw the trailer, the teaser trailer, and he came out there out the shadow. I was like this. I'm in. And when we saw the movie itself, God, damn, I was like, ain't no other Batman. That's it. Once you found the definitive Batman, that's it. Everybody else is like, well, what about nope, Patterson? Nope, none of them. Batfleck forever.
I believed in him from the very beginning. You know what I mean? Because I remember saying at the time, Ben Affleck could have been to the DCEU what Robert Downey Jr. was to the MCU. I said that from the very beginning, just because Affleck has problems, like literally personal problems, and I knew that was going to translate well as Bruce Wayne. You know what I mean? Because Bruce Wayne he's complicated. So even though he's got the Hollywood leading man looks, he's complicated, and Ben Affleck had the same thing.
To this day, I don't think anybody is going to be able to beat that damn warehouse scene, bro. That warehouse scene,
that was dope.
Nobody. If somebody beat that, I'm probably gonna go comatose because
I was waiting for that my whole life, bro. I was waiting for that my whole life.
Just the way that they, like I said, Zack's a genius. Just seeing the actual how it gets down, and then they going back and just what them dudes put like 2 bullets. He said pop in the but obviously the cowl bulletproof and everything. But it was just like my man just ran up on him while he was getting beating up the other dude, and he grabbed him like, give me that, cracked this whole
now.
I was like,
what I want you to understand, right? And I know, Abu, you're gonna like off rip, you're gonna reject it, but you take Batfleck and put him with Corenswet, right? The contrast is what's supposed to be there for Batman and Superman. That would be a damn interesting movie. Like to see the two of those characters get together. Contrast.
I will concede. I will concede to that. I all right.
And I don't blame Cavill. I might joke, cut him up for his hairline and stuff, but I'm bald. You know what I mean? It's all love. But Cavill
trying to kill me, man.
Cavill definitely had the look, man. I'm not,
Cavill had it, man, but I don't know. I think Cavill is low-key blacklisted in Hollywood or something, because I think Cavill is, man, because don't it seem like Cavill should be now? Hear me out, Abu. Don't it seem like Cavill should be like a mega blockbuster star by now?
It comes in time. I mean, he's already a star, and he's always going to be known as Superman.
Abu, listen what I'm saying, though. Listen what I'm saying. I know Henry Cavill is a star, but what I'm saying is it seemed like Cavill haven't been in that $1 billion blockbuster, though. Am I wrong?
That's good for him. You don't need to be in blockbusters and all of that. This shit is going down the drain anyway. So you might as well just.
He's not hurting for work.
No, and I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is, like, you know how Arnold Schwarzenegger was back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
You know how Stallone was back in the day? Cavill got that, but it seemed like he haven't got that film.
Fatal, listen, do you really, really think that Henry Cavill has what Stallone has or had in his prime in the 80s? Let's keep it funky, bro, because we both know the answer to that, okay? Cavill does not have that range. He doesn't have that likability. He just doesn't. He's perfect as Superman. He is, but he's not perfect as Clark Kent. That's the reality of the situation. All right?
Break it down.
I could not emotionally feel Henry Cavill. Like when Stallone got beat up and came back up, Adrian! I'm crying.
I cried too. I cried.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because I cried too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, wait a minute. There was a brother that said,
you said Abu quit smoking.
Quit smoking. I actually did stop smoking for good when my youngest daughter was born, because I didn't want to have the smoke around her and this, that.
That's good, bro.
Even though I kind of miss it, but So what? My daughter's now gonna be 13. So at this point,
Boo, I'm glad you put the blunts
13.
down because I know you were smoking the blunts. Put them blunts down.
No. That was way back in the day. No.
I'm messing with you, man.
I just like my little cigars and stuff like that. But
yeah,
I let it go.
Mark, you were flowing though. So you telling me I'm wrong? He don't have that Arnold Schwarzenegger and Stallone aura. He don't have that vibe with him.
I think the best that Cavill could have done if he couldn't continue with Superman would have been James Bond. Now I know a lot of people disagree with that, and I'm surprised at that because I would think
I co-signed to that. I co-signed to James Bond. Like that.
Agreed.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I think that if he could have been like groomed or trained, groomed is a bad word, trained, a little bit better, I think he could have owned that role, man. He could have owned that role, because he's smooth, he's British.
Yeah,
he could rock that, man. You know what I was watching? I watch a lot of old stuff
when
now.
When he was with The Witcher, everybody watching The Witcher. Everybody and their mama.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Perfect,
when Cavill left,
I didn't like The Witcher. I just can't get into that.
I never watched it.
I loved it because Cavill was there and he elevates the daggone thing. I don't know too much about the story about The Witcher and this, that, whatever. It's from a video game. It's from a video game. So I said, okay, I'll flow with it. But my man was handling his business. But then he said, what's up with the source material? Everybody, for some reason, keeps fucking around with source material. And Henry Cavill feels like, listen, you got great novels of The Witcher. You can use it. These people already know that these things are good novels. But the writers wanted to make it their own and such and so forth. And then they just blew the whole thing over. And Cavill was like, listen, I'm not going to be doing stuff like that. Okay, I'm here to play The Witcher in terms of how the source material is. The executive producer didn't like it. Cavill said, I'm out. As soon as he was out, and then he brought the replacement, nobody watched it. Not a soul. And that
they brought in Chris Hemsworth's little brother.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that still happening with the little brother?
Nobody don't talk about The Witcher no more. That used to be the season 1. Everybody talked about The Witcher. Everybody talked about how great it was. Everybody, it was all over the place. Once Cavill left, it went to the dirt bottom of the basement.
See, Cavill, he deserves a franchise.
Yeah.
He could.
That's
get
what I'm saying.
James Bond. Yeah. I've been watching a lot of old stuff. I don't know if anybody remembers The Saint, like the old Saint with Roger Moore. I stumbled across that. I always heard about it, but that joint is good, and he's good in it. He's better as the Saint than he was as James Bond. And then I look at Cavill, and he kind of reminds me of that kind of vibe. Like he could be ultra smooth, he could be cool, he could fight, he could sell an action scene. Yeah. Like he needs something like that, man. I think Val Kilmer tried to do the Saint franchise for a little bit. He did one movie maybe, but I think Cavill would be a natural for that. But they're letting his best years get past.
That's what I'm saying. I think Cavill might have been blacklisted or something. Maybe he didn't get down with the Epstein type stuff or something. Because I'm telling you, to me, it looked like Cavill was going to be a big epic star, and now he like doing shows, and then you hear him about them doing movies, and then they get canceled because he was supposed to do Voltron, and then they canceled that movie.
Did they?
I didn't think they did. That went forward.
Oh, that went forward. Okay,
yeah.
That's what
last I heard. It was a go. Yeah.
No, it's done. He already filmed it.
Oh, he filmed it. Okay.
Yeah. So
okay, because if they do that Voltron right,
yeah, he's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine. It's just
that could start a whole new game.
He's going to be one of those actors that people gonna remember because whatever movies that they're in, and especially with Superman and stuff, it's going to have him have a good career wherever he wants to do. You know, I'm glad he does the stuff that he likes to rock with. You know.
Yeah. So we got boss right here, boss Zack Snyder. This was on the Rick and Morty show. I've never seen this in my life. Rick and Morty. Well, I've seen some episodes, and this supposed to be
Rick and Morty is pretty much the greatest animated hardcore cartoon you will ever see in your life.
Before I play this video,
I thought they was done already, but
Abu, peep this, man. Listen, is James Gunn bad if he's still working with Zack Snyder?
No,
He's still bad?
No, I already heard about they what is it? They sat down and did the little skit over there.
Yeah, and you know Zack is doing 300 at Warner. He's doing the 300 joint. All right, let's watch this video and then we're gonna break it down and do commercial break.
Please. Yo, James Gunn.
Oh, hi, Zack Snyder.
Just saw your new cut of Superman, and word of advice, he's the man of steel, not the man of conversation.
Okay.
Do more shots of him punching, and here is a secret move. Start the punch at regular speed, and then you're gonna ramp it down.
It's not a f***ing secret. I'm sorry, Zack Snyder. I shouldn't be lashing out at you. Your biceps are the size of my head.
Yes, but so is my heart. What's going on with you?
Some fan of the velocity.
Hold on, because this is Warner. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
The Tree franchise got onto the lot today. He used a portal and he just... Zack, we're not losing touch with the audience, are we? I mean, I gave notes on the goddamn Count Chocula movie this morning.
Was the portal green? That's Rick Sanchez, Gunner. That's the guy that sealed Nolan in the giant bookcase to quote-unquote pun.
Okay, this is not funny.
All right, I'm so glad you said that. You know, because I'm just
nothing about it's funny.
You know, here's the problem. Like these guys they're like, honestly, they're just jerking each other off at this point, man, because it's full of in jokes. Nobody knows what the hell they're talking about, you know?
Yeah,
and that's the problem with the industry right now, you know?
Let us in on the show. I like Rick and Morty and everything, but this was...
Yeah, this was pointless.
Let me put it in contrast. The Snyder Cut joke they made in the Barbie movie was funnier. And the whole audience got it. Okay? I don't know what they were going with this.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we hit the hour. It's 50-50 when it comes to Superman. I'm gonna be honest. Now, this is my predictions for the people on the panel. Abu not gonna watch it. If he did see it, I'm gonna say it's 50-50. And the reason why I'm gonna say 50-50 for Abu, because Abu, yes, Abu, because you like the Flash movie, and that was hot trash.
I
Lorena
was gonna watch the Flash just to make certain, and yes, it was trash.
It was trash.
But there was a few points that I actually did like the movie, but it doesn't save the whole movie behind it. So yes,
it was the situation with between him and his mom.
Right.
See, I listened to you, Abu. I listened to you.
That thing got me.
True.
Tears are coming down I could feel that. And the way that Ezra Miller, it's weird because that's something that I'm looking at him and I felt like, damn, I feel like I want to say the same thing for my mom. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So that's that's pretty much the only thing. Well, maybe a couple of good jokes with Michael Keaton, but outside of that, yeah.
Hey, that movie, all you have to do is skip.
And he was still good. Michael Keaton, he was still good in that.
I gotta give it, even though
he was still good in the suit. I'm not gonna lie. It brought me back to Batman '89. I was like, and then he made a couple of jokes that I kind of got. I was like, now I gotta watch '89 and Batman Returns again.
But when he fought that Kryptonian, that was dope.
What?
That was when Michael Keaton fought that Kryptonian. That was dope.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked there. I had to sit up there like, wait, what? Oh, okay, all right. All right,
for my predictions. For my predictions, Lorena is going to be 60-40 with liking the movie. Mark, I give 80% that he gonna like this movie. That's just my predictions. Stick around, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead.
Wait. You said Mark is going to be 80%?
I'd give it 80% he gonna like this movie. Lorena is gonna be 60-40. You 50-50.
For what?
To liking it.
If you ever do watch this show, I think it's gonna be a 50% chance you like this movie.
Wait a minute.
Because you got some weird taste, bro. Like you like Andor.
Yeah. I like
true, you
that
do.
have actors really acting.
All right, man. I mean, I'm just saying you might like it. I mean,
wait a minute. What show are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Superman movie.
Oh, fuck that Superman movie. Fuck him,
You know he's gonna say it.
I know he's gonna say it, but if he actually watch it, I think it's 50% chance. We'll be back.
Before there was hope in the galaxy, there was Andor. As a ruthless empire tightens its grip, one man, chosen by happenstance, will rise up to become a leader of a revolution. He is a new kind of hero for a new age. His name is Andor.
You don't think I'm gonna eat your ass, huh? You don't think I'm gonna eat your ass, huh, baby? Well, baby, I'm trying to tell you now. Yeah, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat your ass tonight. Trust me. When I say I'm gonna eat your ass, I'm gonna dig in your ass. And guess what? I'm gonna get full by eating your ass and your toes. Yeah, I just need a soda water to let it go down. Straight up. I'm trying to tell you, Nicki Minaj. When I say you number one, you're number one. Now, what part you missing? Well, I ain't missing nothing. Straight up. I'ma dig in you tonight. Straight up.
That boy. Oh.
You know, on top of everything else, his smoke detector it needs a battery. On top of everything else.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, D?
What up, D?
My computer is being an asshole. So yeah, I'm counting the days down when I get my new rig. Counting the days down.
Yo.
Bro, you've been talking about that since last.
Yeah, I've been talking about this since last year, and I just got a new job last year. So you gotta wait till everything adds up. I'm just telling you. That's why you gotta pay stuff off first.
You don't have to get defensive, bro. Take it easy. All right.
All right, just calm down.
On a budget. You know what I mean? You came at your neck.
Calm down, bro.
Give me some time, all right?
Fatal, you gotta send me that Andor joint. That
was dope, huh?
That's like on some 70s sci-fi thing, man. Yo,
hey, we lost Lorena. Lorena, come back.
Oh, Lorena left?
Yeah, she'll be back.
What do we do?
Yeah, you playing all type of I'm gonna eat your ass stuff. She's a lady, man. You don't want to hear all that.
Man, You know who sent me that? My wife sent me that. So,
That's funny.
so look, I can use that.
Yeah, but the Andor thing is fire, man. I need
that. Was fire.
I was just literally jamming with it.
Bro,
said, yo,
that
this
trailer that made me want to watch the show.
Yo,
that
man.
made me want to see it. Okay. This next topic. Now this is a real serious topic right here. We lost a legend, man.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we lost a legend right here. I know you guys familiar with this dude. Julian McCain. Fantastic Four, played Doom. 6 years old. Julian McMahon, known for playing Dr. Doom in the 2000 Fantastic Four movie, has died. The Australian actor passed away on July 2nd in Clearwater, Florida, following a private battle with cancer. He was 56. He was a young man. McMahon's wife, Kelly McMahon, confirmed the news in a statement, calling him a man who loved life, his family, his work, and his fans. She asked for privacy as the family mourns his passing. With an open heart, I wish to share with the world that my beloved husband, Julian McMahon, died peacefully this week after a valiant effort to overcome cancer. She said in a statement released to the trades, Julian loved life. He loved his family. He loved his friends. He loved his work. He loved his fans. His deepest wish was to bring joy into many lives as possible. We asked for support during the time to allow our family to grieve in privacy. And we wish for all those who Julian brought joy to continue to find joy in life. We are grateful for the memory. We also lost Jim Shooter as well. Jim Shooter, if nobody familiar with him, he was the editor-in-chief at Marvel. This man single-handed saved Marvel from going bankruptcy. He also died from cancer too. So, yeah, we lost two comic book legends last week. And this guy right here, it would have been dope to see him be Doom instead of Robert Downey Jr., in my opinion.
They could have brought him back easy, and he would have done a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, Michael Madsen too. You're right, brother man. Michael Madsen, that's a hurt one too.
Yeah.
That dude was a great. Like when you talk about character actors, especially of this generation, he was definitely top tier. Like everything he was in, he was great.
Switching to some more Marvel news. James Gunn said he recently spoke to Ryan Coogler, director of Creed, Black Panther,
don't do it. Don't do it.
Yes, he do. He need to do it.
No, he don't. No, he don't.
He need to get away from Black Panther. He need to get away from Black Panther. He need to do
him. You have no future. No future. Not a one. Keep doing what you're doing.
But this is my thing.
We need to be doing with.
This is my thing, okay? If this happens, Coogler likes to direct black type of characters. So if this happens, what DC character do you think he will direct? What movie?
He doesn't need to direct the black character. He should show his skills and direct a character.
Okay, gotcha.
Pigmentation should matter not. That's how you show me your skills. If you say you suck at one thing, you ain't got no skills. That's how I feel about that.
Okay.
I co-signs with the Lord Commander. Thank you.
Absolutely. However, reading the room, Mr. Terrific is turning out to be something of a breakout star. Right now, I haven't even seen this movie yet, but all I'm hearing about is Mr. Terrific. So this might be the time for that. Like I said, timing is everything. And this is apparently this is a really good character. I was going to do a video about it tomorrow, but I looked him up, man. He's like I think they said he's like one of the smartest dudes on the planet. Like he's a rich character. And I would love to see them flesh him out.
Mark, I can honestly say, people who see this movie are going to love Mr. Terrific. I mean, every joke that he landed, banger. Fight scene, banger. Lorena, you'll like him. He an engineer type dude. Always got a computer, drones, and the thing that those drones can do. Oh man, y'all gonna love them.
See, if, you know, a lot of people don't know, but the CW introduced Mr. Terrific in the Arrowverse. I mean, he might not have been the best iteration, but he was there.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
This
The
dude
CW
is breaking
Never
out
seen it.
on the strength of the Superman movie. I don't know what they did on CW. I'm sure the brother was good, but I'm just saying the time might be here for this iteration right here. You know, and
I get you 100%.
Yeah, like I'm a fan of striking while the iron is hot. And I'm just like I just got that ear, you know, and it's like I'm hearing this and I'm like, yo, if they know what's good for them, that's where they'll go. You know. We'll see.
In more Marvel news, did you guys see Daredevil Born Again?
Unfortunately,
I did not.
Unfortunately, don't. Oh my God, don't watch it. Just stick with the Netflix version, and that's it.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
My homeboys, Man Cave Podcast 101. Now they big Marvel guys. They swore up and down this show was dope. No, it's not. This is a disgrace to what Netflix gave us. But we got some good news, Lorena. It said Vincent D'Onofrio says there are plans for season 3 of Daredevil Born Again. It's up to the fans. I'm gonna say it again. It's up to the fans to watch, to get excited. It's up to us to please them and get the story right. But it's all. Yeah, I mean, we're looking forward in a big way. Usually when they say, I think season 2 is in the bag, unfortunately. But when they start talking like this, it's up to the fans to watch, to get excited for season 3. It's probably not going to happen. This was so bad in the Nielsen ratings that it didn't even show up.
It didn't even show up. No.
Yeah. Pretty much. So this is what they do. They take stuff that's dope, then they destroy it. That's what they do. Marvel, your time is almost up. What we got next? Fantastic Four and then Avengers? You guys think they're going to do anything dope with those 2 movies?
No.
They got Fantastic Four. No, they got Mr. What's the name? Mr. Marvel, something coming out? Blue Marvel?
Wonder Man, right?
Wonder Man. Yeah. That's the next Marvel thing after Fantastic Four. Then we get in Doomsday.
They beating this thing like a running mule. Like they beating everything. They're trying to just whatever they could throw out there that can make it stick, and nobody is messing with these people no more.
Why are they going for these D-lister Marvel characters?
I mean,
hold on. Is that true? Hold on, real quick.
He was gay in CW.
They made Mr.
He was gay in the
CW. Hold on, don't use that word. You say Skittle Nation. They made Mr. Terrific.
Man, you can say that word. There's nothing wrong with that word, bro. Come on.
Man, this is my channel. Don't say nothing. You do it on your channel.
I didn't say it in any negative way.
I don't care. We use code words here, okay?
Even though it says it right there on the screen, we can't read that.
Well, as long as you don't say it, you know how YouTube works. Oh. Mark, everybody know how YouTube works.
You an hour and 10 minutes in the show. They ain't gonna do that.
Meanwhile,
you was on the stream with
Fatal
me.
J, yeah, we finally got you, you bastard.
If it wasn't for those meddling kids. So D.
They made him Skittles. Okay, he was chasing the rainbow, tasting rainbows. He was doing it all. Okay.
You almost made me watch CW. You almost made me watch the show until that happened.
I never tell you to watch I never tell you to watch anything on the CW. The only thing I'll tell you to watch on CW is Superman and Lois. That I would tell you to watch that,
which is good.
Damn good.
That was a great show.
It was good. It was good. Okay, you guys supposed to be the Marvel side. Y'all supposed to be real hype. Let's check this out right here. This is a behind the scenes on Fantastic Four. Get
He
hyped,
said
get
Skittles and
excited.
Bro, nobody is excited for no funky ass, fake
I'm gonna start
ass.
That's
I'ma start
funny.
using that.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's good.
That
I'm
fake
using
ass,
that.
corny
I'm so
ass,
using that.
fantastic, fake Fantastic Four got
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, right. Got the girl up here running roughshod, telling Mr.
All right.
Fantastic, get your ass out here. do some heroics or something.
All right, let's check this out, y'all. Behind the
You
scenes.
got the Thing with a beard.
The world of the Fantastic Four is so big. It naturally lends itself to IMAX.
Okay, that is fantastic.
We are doing something very unique. Fantastic
No,
Four
you're not.
takes place in its own world.
We designed the movie to be entirely in IMAX.
No.
You're going to space, but also you're in Manhattan, which is a vertical city, and we captured that scale. And then you have the largest thing in the universe, and the world adjusts. This movie celebrates the IMAX format, and you'll feel that on the big screen.
How y'all
Anyway,
feel?
I don't care.
Oh no. Anyway,
the fact that you
Freaking
gave
care. Why should we care that it's filmed in IMAX? That's a premium.
nobody is
Upcharge.
going
listen,
to
hold
see
on.
that trash
What's my
movie.
man saying right here? Brother man too.
Well, yeah,
This is
brother, man.
exactly what I'm saying. This is an insult to anybody from New York. He don't have the New
Does
York
not have-
accent.
yeah,
It's trash.
doesn't work.
It's
Thank
trash.
Thank you.
And even
Not
worse,
to
he doesn't have the
mention
New York
How you gonna
attitude.
say?
Surfer.
It's clobbering time.
Surfer.
Is that what you're gonna say? It's clobbering time. That's what you're gonna do. It's supposed to be. It's
lost
clobbering time.
Y'all
Man,
lost your
he-
damn mind.
I can't with
No,
this.
no attitude,
But you know
no
what?
swag, nothing.
None.
But you know what? At least I'll have my two Fantastic Four movies. Yeah.
What's that? The one with
Jessica
Jessica
Alba.
Alba.
In the clip, he finds out that Sue is pregnant. He's like, "I'm so happy for you." It's like in the comic, "Hey, Susie gal," you know what I mean? It's like that's the way the thing is supposed to be, you know?
That's right.
Like,
That's
bro,
right.
Big heart, you know. Always called
Yeah.
her Susie.
Yo.
Like I don't know if he's gonna be doing it here or what, but that's terrible, man.
I heard.
I think it would break him if he did.
I had heard that
Horrible.
test screenings where they showed that pretty much the Invisible Girl was basically doing the third act by herself and having the rest of the boys come play catch up. Like she was just doing it all by
You know
herself.
what? Abu, you just made me think of something. You just made me think of something. Holy
And it was
smokes.
so
I just
bad.
put it together.
Mhm.
That's why the Silver Surfer is the female, so they can have them two fight. There's no way they're gonna have the guys beat up on a girl.
Yeah.
That's why, because Sue's supposed to be the leader
They said it
now.
was so bad they
And that's
had
what's
to
gonna
take-
happen. I
You
just
know
thought
what?
about that.
You know what?
That's
to
what's
my
gonna
side,
happen.
I'm gonna tag on to that because on the Spice Lounge last night, I showed the clip that they had dropped of Shia LaBeouf coming to Earth, and she basically said, "Who is the leader?" And guess who spoke up?
It was
Not Reed Richards.
Damn sure wasn't
Sue.
Bill Grimm.
I'm like, wait, why is she talking? Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they did.
I didn't even
So-
think. It just hit me just now. It came to me like a song I wrote.
Oh my god! Look at the picture, man. Look at the picture.
Yo.
Look at the picture.
There is
that's an
nothing masculine
emasculated
about
man
Pedro
right there.
Pascal. I can't.
That is a emasculated man right there. He's
That should have been John Krasinski. I'm sorry.
really
Sorry, not
bad.
sorry.
So y'all think was it a bad idea for them making this in the 60s?
Bro, that shit is
No.
No, the 60s. I like the whole concept of it. I like the cars. I like how everything looks. It looks cool, right?
Yeah.
My problem is this is the biggest thing with that. is that they're going to shoehorn them into their version of the 616 because for all intents and purposes, the comics is 616. Marvel MCU is 65-55. I don't care what you want to call that. But they're going to shoehorn them into the MCU because he just said it. He said that they take place in their own space. So my thing is, again, all they had to do was just, okay, Endgame's over. We started with the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. That's all they had to do. If they would have started with the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, say, we are rebooting the MCU starting now. Everything ended when Thanos hit the snap. We're starting over. If they would have did that, I think people would have been more open to whatever they're doing right now, minus the female Silver Surfer, because that's still nonsense.
Look how feminine.
Because keep in mind, man.
Oh my goodness.
Fantastic Four is Marvel's first family. You know what I mean? It's like they are the 60s. You got to really lean into that. Like I said, you got to just look at their names, man. Mr. Fantastic, the Invisible Girl, the Thing, the Human Torch. It's like a circus sideshow. You know, that means that no one had ever seen anything like them before. You know, so it has to be the 60s in order for it to make any sense. But they're not committing to it just because of what you see on the screen right there. They want strong Sue Richards. But back then she was a scared little girl because it was the 60s. That's the way she had to be. And they dropped the ball by making her this way. You know what I mean? Way too modern.
But this is what I'm saying, Mark. You definitely got a great point. But did anybody, especially these kids, connect to a 60s Fantastic Four?
Say what now?
Okay, this is what I'm saying.
You breaking up, bro?
I am. I'm choppy.
Yes,
Is
you
it
are.
Just me? Oh,
no, you were breaking up.
Am I good now?
A little choppy.
Hey, D, what you do to my computer?
Hey, don't start that with me, bro. Don't start. Don't you start with me. I went out there. I got that cat ate everything. You still saying I was lagging? Come on, bro.
All right, Mark. If you can hear me, I'm asking. This is what I'm asking.
Turn off the thing. You sound better.
Okay, when I did this, I sounded better.
Yes.
Okay, that's strange. StreamYard be tripping. All right, this is what I'm asking. Fantastic Four, you said you broke it down why it should be in the 60s. But the kids these days, our sons, how are they going to connect to that?
Make it the same way that we connected to Indiana Jones, who was in the 40s. Make it exciting. Make it an adventure.
Correct.
That's universal. Yeah.
Okay. Or I'll give you something even more modern. Let's give you something compatible to the MCU. Make it interesting, like Captain America: The First Avenger. I love that movie.
Absolutely.
That was a great movie.
That was good.
They nailed it.
And that was in the 40s. You know,
that's a
World War II.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Cap was back in World War II. World War One, excuse me. Okay.
No, he was two. One wasn't the Hydra.
What are y'all predictions on this movie? Y'all think it's gonna be a big blockbuster hit, or do you think it's gonna be?
I still stand by. I think Superman's gonna do better than Fantastic Four.
I agree. I'm more excited about seeing Superman than I am about the Fantastic Four, because every time I see a Fantastic Four preview behind the scenes, it pisses me off. Because unlike with DC, I'm familiar with Marvel, so I know the comic book lore. And no, this movie is they're going for all the splash and it's filmed in IMAX and we're doing this and we're doing that and keep showing Sue Storm up front. That's what they're going for. And this is not going to go over well. That marketing budget alone, they are not going to break even on this movie.
You see this
at all?
You see this?
He got
Jessica Alba. See, that's my favorite.
When you see that
Chris Evans as a Human Torch. Okay, I'm just saying.
That cool, refreshing drink. You cannot.
But you're right, though. Yes. And that's the point that I was trying to make before. You cannot discount sex appeal. Sex appeal is important. Like I said, that's what got Aquaman that, you know what I mean? That big bank. You know, so
here you go, Apple.
You know what, Mark?
Yep.
You know,
Thank
there you go. There you go.
Damn.
Listen, you know what's crazy, Mark? You know, we live in a world and a time where you can click any Twitter/X or even go to Instagram, and next to any of these girls in there, they have their OF next to it, right? I'm like, they clearly the world knows that what works, right? Yeah. But for whatever reason, when it comes to movies, or even for a better part, some of the video games, minus the Stellar Blades and the Expedition 33 types, but Western games, for the most part, Western entertainment, they for some reason forget that people like pretty people. I don't understand it.
No, because they're a bunch of male feminists and blue-haired hating chicks. That's
and the crazy thing, like Lorena, you will say, like, you don't have to be Skittles to appreciate an attractive woman as a female. I can sit there and say, Henry Cavill is a good looking dude. Don't mean I'm Skittles, but I get why he's there, right? Yes. I get why he's there. I get why Jessica Alba was where she was at. I understand this because I understand people like pretty people, and I have zero idea why they refuse to do it.
And even that, our Lord is a glorious Lord, because arousal is something that keeps the human race alive. You know what I mean? And that's, God knows, arousal is what I feel watching Jessica Alba right there.
Yeah, you got this thing on the loop too. He ain't taking off either. Notice how he ain't taking off.
Beautiful thing. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
He got this thing on a loop.
Bro, it makes me happy. Keep it on.
It makes me happy too.
Because you subjected me with this harpy with a frown on her face. And poor Richard, that's why Reed Richards is always in the background, like, like he's scared of his own wife.
However,
this girl has
I will say this though, Fatal, about how this movie is going to do. This is like a really funky take, man. But I've been thinking this for a long time. All of us in this space right here, like all of us. I'm starting to wonder.
Is the leader of the team.
Excuse me, Abu.
Hold on, Abu. We're gonna get to that. Mark, go ahead.
All right.
Yeah. So anyway, like I was saying, in this space right here, I'm starting to wonder if some of us are starting to lose touch with the general audience, because I've been watching the way we've been trending, like with these latest movies and stuff. And we're predicting one thing, a lot of us, not all of us, we're predicting one thing, but the audience is doing something else. I've been noticing that, you know what I mean? Yep. So I think maybe they've become successful in creating a normies market, you know, whereas the fans, we know what it's supposed to be, you know, but the normies are coming in with their own expectations, and their expectations are lowered, you know, so they're not hung up on some of the things that we're hung up on.
Yeah,
and so I've been seeing that, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't count Fantastic Four out just because of the normies, you know, like the MCU is going to coast for a while on Endgame and Infinity War. Like, in other words, the normies know that they did something big, right? So if you give them something that looks like it's doing something big, they might want to get in on that, you know, the way, like, based on it's like when you see a senior citizen, like a old ass woman, and you look at her and you're like, damn, I bet she was hot back in her day. You know what I mean? It's like,
I've seen a couple of those, my friend. I've seen a couple of those.
That's what I was going to say. Don't act like don't act like we don't do that.
No,
we don't do this.
I mean, we all getting up there. You know what I'm saying?
No. Mark, he hit the nail on the head, man. I've seen some people whoop. I'm like, you were popping back in the day. You was popping.
But hold on, let's not lose focus, okay? Mark, you got a point.
Making me lose focus.
No, hold on. Mark got a point though, okay? When it comes to YouTube, bro, YouTube have made us smarter in terms of what we're watching on the TV. Like we're looking at the cinematography, we looking at the CGI, we looking at the acting, we looking at the writing. But when it comes to the normies, they not looking for none of that. They just looking for entertainment.
Right,
You know,
you get what I'm saying.
And you make a point. Actually, both of you gentlemen make a very, very good point. Because case in point, like with Jurassic Park Rebirth, because there's some folks in the space where all they talked about was writing was crap, the writing was this, that's a waste of time. And I'm like, look, for most normies, you're going to see that movie. I want to see two things. I want to see dinosaurs eating people, and I want to see people running and screaming. That's all I freaking care about. And that's all normies really care about to go in and see. So on that level, it's just like, is this something that I can take my family to, that I'm not going to get any Skittles Nation stuff preached at me? And is it going to be a good value to go? That's pretty much how it is for normies. With the Fantastic Four movie, it's not that it won't make money. I don't think it's not going to break even. But as far as normies are concerned, like, I think for them, do I have to go and watch freaking Disney Plus in order to figure out what the heck is going on? But for the most part, it's just, is it something to just keep me occupied and I'm in the air conditioning and whatever.
I mean, shoot, it's the same thing with James Gunn movie. It's like normie's gonna go in there, enjoy the the laughs, the this, the that, blah, blah, blah.
This movie was freaking funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, oh, it's over. Okay, bye.
And Abu, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like the normies don't know about the drama that led to Henry Cavill being let go. You know what I mean? They don't know that. It's like we all know it, and we could take offense to it, and we don't like it. But those normies, all they want to do is go in there and eat some popcorn and watch Superman fly around. And that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Yeah, like they don't know that Reed Richards is not supposed to look like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, real fast. Loretta was speaking on Jurassic World Rebirth. I saw Jurassic World Rebirth, I want to say last week. Good movie. It was good. I had fun. Now, this might be blasphemy, Lorena, but Mahershala Ali and Scarlett Johansson, that was the best acting I've seen in the Jurassic Park movie.
That was dope. That was dope. I really liked them together.
I liked them when they was in that boat together talking about how they were sorry bastards.
I know.
Easy now. Easy.
I'm just saying, like, if when you see that, when you go watch that scene, you're gonna be like, dang, even though they like low lives and stuff, they really acted that role. Like they really, I was like, this is good acting right here.
Because it was just like, you know what, we're some messed up people. Although, we're glad that we have this quote unquote urban family, so to speak, the one that you create. And it's just like, we could do better. We know we should do better, but dang it, I am who I am. And just to see that type of interactive dialogue. So it's not that they were just like bad people. It's just like,
no, they weren't bad people. They were just,
I could have did much better than I did. And it comes out later on in the movie when Mahershala Ali's character was telling the dad, like, why do you have these kids out there? And it's not like he's saying it just to say it. It is personal.
Yeah,
for him. I'm not getting into spoilers, but let's just say that it's very, very personal.
Boy, I mean, Mark, you're gonna really like the Mahershala Ali character.
He is good.
I'm not gonna spoil it. You'll see why when you watch it, but you're gonna really dig his character.
I will say this though. When I'm looking at this, you got this from the numbers, right?
Yeah, and I was wondering.
It looks like it's split. That's a good split. Domestic and international. Usually you don't get a 50-50 split like that.
That franchise does well internationally, like Fast and the Furious.
Lorena, you think it's headed to $1 billion with these numbers?
Nah.
I don't think it's gonna make $1 billion. I think it's gonna make way more than enough to break even. I think it's gonna be one of those
what's the budget on this?
When it comes back out in what's the break even?
The budget. What's the budget on it? Yeah.
I'm not sure what the budget is, but it's Universal, which means it's not going to be an exploded Disney budget. They're very tight.
The budget was $180 million.
Okay,
180.
Yeah, that's about right. But you also have to remember Jurassic the whole Jurassic Park franchise, that merchandise has been out there for I don't know how long. You also have to remember they've got a darn theme park, 3 of them that have the whole Jurassic Park theme that's going on as well. So I don't think it's going to make $1 billion. It's going to make a good enough amount of money, especially with merchandising. Again, like I said, and once it does, the digital release and streaming, that's when it's going to make more money. So yeah, it's solid. When I went, theater was packed with families in it. That's what I look at. It's different with just one person, but if you're bringing a whole family, that's a lot of money to sink into that. And that was our whole theater.
Yeah.
So you know what? You're right, Lorena. With that budget, it really only needs to do about a 432.
I push that a little. I push it a little bit more, about 500 to break even.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like it's close.
It'll do it.
Yeah,
it'll do it. It'll do it. One more DC news. Did anybody, Abu? You ever seen Godzilla -1?
Yeah,
who didn't? That's a great movie.
Okay, so everybody on the panel seen Godzilla -1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, let me read this news right here. Godzilla -1 director Takashi Yamazaki has agreed to visit DC Studios. Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Get out. Go back to Japan and make great movies. You don't need DC Studios. You're going to hell.
All I'm gonna say is this: if James Gunn get this man and give him creative control, DC wins.
He's not gonna have creative control. It's not his property.
Who thinks this is a good idea?
You're fine. You're doing good. Just keep making your movies. Don't worry about America. America's already fucked. Don't worry about it. You got Epstein. We got that. Don't even come here, man. We bipolar up in this place. Please.
I think it's the same thing like when he went to go visit Marvel. It's like, hey, guess what? I get to go to America. I get to hang out.
Yeah.
I get to have people. I get to see, visually what's out there, what's going on, make connections, and that's it. That's probably what he's doing with the same thing with DC. Because this is a dude who made how many millions, and they only spent like what, 15 million on Godzilla -1.
This is the thing when it comes to situations. We see situations like this. It can be just, something benign, whatever, but also can be slightly problematic when you think about it. Very similar to like with the game you're playing. Well, I don't know if you finished it, Lorena. Stellar Blade. That game did so good, and Shift Up went public. That to me sounds like a problem. Same thing with what's the Kepler who just did Expedition 33. That game did gangbusters. I really hope that all these independent, AA developers, very same thing when it comes to these movies, like when we talk about Godzilla -1, where they're able to put out something that's fantastic with such a little, low budget, and then they'll go and they're like, oh, I want to get, legitimized by going to DC or Sony or whatever, and they will send in their vultures and their parasites, and then you get Skittle sized and everything out, and it just that's how we got where we are now. You know that, right? Because remember, this whole geekdom stuff, like I always say, geekdom becoming mainstream was a bad idea. Because once geekdom became mainstream, that's when we got the hordes of people who didn't really need to be here that are here now, and that's why Marvel's in the state it's in. That's why DC's in the state it's in. That's why Star Wars is in the state it's in. All because it became popular.
Okay, hold on, man, because you cooking, okay? D, okay?
Yes.
When was the first Iron Man movie?
The first Iron Man was actually Paramount, and it was 2008.
Actually, that was Fox.
Oh, that's right.
Was it Fox? It was Paramount.
No,
that's right.
No.
It was
Iron Man was Fox.
Wow.
Because the thing with Iron Man is, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the guy's name, but Robert Downey Jr. was barely able to get insurance to work on that film. And Jon Favreau actually convinced them to do it. That was Fox. Fox has a reputation of, yeah, okay, we'll take a risk and we'll do it, just like they did with Star Wars. So it started with Fox. Then when Disney bought Fox, okay, that's when the problems started happening.
So
because they wanted to take it from a film for like comic book nerds for the most part and bring the normies along who'd be interested in it to, well, let's just water it all down to come up with this MCU mess.
Well, let me ask you a question, Lorena and panel. Iron Man came out in 2008, right? Wasn't it 2008?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 2008 is a long time ago. Okay? That's more than 20 years ago. Is it us? Maybe it's us that's tired of this stuff. Or do you think the masses are tired of it?
What do you mean as far as like the fatigue?
Like you know when you got that old man sitting on the porch and he was like, these damn whippersnappers don't know good music if it pushed them in the head. Do you think it's us that's growing out of this? Maybe we growing out of it.
No, it isn't.
No. How many movies from back in the day we'll sit there and still watch because it's still good?
Because it's good. Because it's good acting. It's good. It doesn't treat you like a kindergartner.
Y'all not answering my question. Y'all just y'all really did answer my question.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about back in the day. I said us growing out of it. Of course, we're gonna love the stuff back in the day, but maybe we have outgrown this stuff, and that's why we don't like the new stuff.
No.
Whoa.
No.
Wait. What?
Wait a minute. How can you outgrow the new stuff? Are you listening to your question? That's not possible. You can't outgrow this something that's new. You know, you're just not open to it. Is that what you're saying? You're not open to the new stuff.
The comic book genre. That's what I mean. The comic book genre of movies. Maybe no matter what they put out, it's not going to. Okay, let me put it like this. You know, you got that guy out there. He been smoking blunts all his life. He been smoking blunts. You know, he been having a good old time. But he said, you know, I need a little bit more excitement in my life. Let me try some crack.
Nobody goes from blunts to crack. Yeah, what are you saying, bro? He said, let me try some crack. You sound like Tyrone Biggums. I want some crack.
I need more of that crack.
And then he hit that pipe. And that was one of the most magnificent feelings he ever had. So 2008 was when we hit that pipe. You know what I'm saying? It was something new, something brand new. But after a while, when you start hitting that pipe every year, you hit that pipe every year for the last 20 years, that pipe is gonna get old to you. It's gonna be annoying to you. It's gonna break you down, it's gonna depress you, make you stressed.
We ain't hit 20 years yet, Fader. We had 17 years.
No, bro. You're equating comic book movies with crack. Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing you have to remember. You tell me, right? You know Abu's gonna
dying,
bro. Breathe, man. Breathe.
Speak on it, Mark.
Objectively speaking, if you took Captain America Winter Soldier and you put it up next to Ironheart, you mean to tell me that the problem is us as viewers? Are you're not going to tell me that there's not a marked difference in quality and storytelling between Captain America Winter Soldier and Ironheart? No, they fell off, bro. They fell off.
Okay.
Right? And the fact that we have been, and the fact that most of us have been comic book collectors our entire lives without feeling any real superhero fatigue goes to show you that there's a problem in translation. These are things that we've loved our entire lives. You know, these are the same stories, the same characters. The only difference is that every election cycle we have to put up with Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans and Scarlett Johansson, the way they did this last one, talking about down with democracy. That's not supposed to happen, bro.
Yeah, that's
our characters are not supposed to be hijacked for other people's political gain, and they're doing that. That has nothing to do with us. When they get in the press and they say things like, what Mark Hamill said, "Go force yourself." That's not us. They're making that choice to do that. When Pedro Pascal says the same thing, that's them. You know what I mean?
Why do they always pick the worst pictures for this girl? I mean, that is a terrible picture.
That's
I know. I used that
Forever,
on
ain't
the
it?
thumbnail.
Ain't that from Wakanda Forever?
By the way, Lorena, Iron Man was distributed by Paramount. It wasn't Fox. It was distributed by Paramount.
This is
who filmed it though.
Okay, we'll speak on it. But this is gonna be the last topic of the night, and then we're gonna have Abu talk about his album before we close out the show. But this says right here, and I got this from Marco to see. I watched this video. Great video, by the way. Big shout out to Mark. Mark been killing it the last few days, dropping a lot of material content.
Mark this. He's been up there like, my hand's still shaking. I'm still getting headshots. Boom, headshot. Boom, headshot. Boom, headshots. That's what Mark been doing.
What's that dude name? That's Dr. He got in a lot of trouble too. What's his name? Dr. Mean or something?
What are you talking about?
The dude that said headshot, boom.
I don't know who that was. I just seen the meme.
Bro, that's that dude, Dr. Whatever, man.
You mean Dr. Disrespect? That's not
Dr.
him.
That is Dr. Disrespect.
That's not him. That's not even. He don't even use that type of voice.
Yes, he do.
Nah.
I'll pull it up after we watch this. But it's Dr. Disrespect, and somebody hit him, and he said, "You think I'm a boomer? Boom!" All right, let's read this. Marvel Hero returned in question as producer doesn't know Jack-ish. Let's read. Ironheart executive producer Ryan Coogler recently addressed whether Riri Williams will return in Ironheart Season 2 or appear next in Black Panther 3. In a new interview, he discussed her evolving role in the MCU, the introduction of Mephisto, and how Marvel's strategy reflects a deeper narrative plan for the character's future. Ryan Coogler on if Ironheart will return in Season 2 or Black Panther 3. In a recent interview with Variety, Ryan Coogler addressed Riri Williams' return, and when asked about the second season of Black Panther 3, said, "I don't know Jack-ish," adding, "I'm here for whatever Tanaka's got coming at us next. Whatever Kevin's got coming at us next." Mark, speak on it.
He don't know Jack-ish. He's the executive producer, right? This is Ryan Coogler. This is Mr. Chadwick. I can't go on. I want to quit. He's so sensitive. He's so passionate. All of these young girls out here who love Riri Williams, supposedly hear them tell it. Ryan Coogler, what do you have to say to all of these impressionable young girls who's looking forward to this character? Man, I don't know jack shit. and you're the executive producer, bro. You know what I mean? That is disgraceful. Disgraceful.
And then he
Mark, I got one worse for you.
Out the door and goes back into his trailer.
The thing that's even worse than that is not that on the business level, him not knowing Ish is a problem, but on the narrative level, again, like you said so eloquently in your video, they have your main protagonist in the show by making a deal with Marvel's Devil. Okay, that's not that's not a hero. And I don't want to hear about the whole, some people get tricked by Mr. Mephisto. Yeah, we get it. But, okay, one of my biggest things I hate, it was the One More Day thing. Don't get me started on that, because that should have never happened when Peter sold his marriage to freaking Mephisto. That's the only other hero that I heard of doing a deal with Mephisto for the stupid reasons. But this is a character that nobody likes to begin with. Okay, nobody likes Ironheart. Let's stop. Nobody likes Ironheart. Okay, they just don't. They don't. If they like Ironheart, they wouldn't have started out with the Invincible Iron Man, because that's what her first comic was called. Okay, it was called the Invincible Iron Man. Okay, so nobody likes Ironheart, and then you had this whole show which I didn't watch. She's doing villainous stuff, robbing, stealing, out there dancing, singing, and all up in your videos. That's what she's doing. She was all up, that's what she was doing.
Come to death row. No, but you know what? Got to give big respect to you, Raina, because you kind of called this like a long time ago. Like you had a handle on the character. You said that she was, Jabu. I remember you gave us a heads up. That she stole the equipment, all of this stuff. It's not the kind of character that you're supposed to uplift. I didn't know anything about Ironheart. I never read the comic, none of that stuff. But I heard what you said, and I knew that it was a bad idea. But I just didn't know it was going to be this bad, where they were going to market it almost exclusively to us, as Black people at the last minute. And then, they were going to indulge in all of these stereotypes, and it just kills me. Because you got Ryan Coogler on here, you got Shanaka Haj, and just like they're saying in the chat, this is what I was talking about with the whole Robin Hood thing all over again. Yeah. Like we just can't escape this. They want to take away all of the good characters, all of the T'Challas and stuff like that, but they want to keep us in this space right here, where we're just all we can ever do is wallow in the stereotypical.
Because they feel like because they act as if we owe them. This is exactly what this is. That's why this whole show, Ironheart, was actually part of the whole love letter to BLM type of thing. Disney isn't about quote unquote diversity. Okay, they are about control through quote unquote diversity. Because why in the name of all that's holy would you put together a show like this that shows the absolute worst when it comes to us and do this with a straight face and market it just to us?
Lorena, they told me since I'm Black, I need to shut up and don't speak about it. If I haven't seen the show, I need to shut up because I'm Black. Don't talk about it.
I told them
I wish I would.
I noticed I did not get any pushback freaking ever when I called this out for the trash that it was going to be.
Because that'll go against the narrative, right? You're a Black woman. That'll go against the narrative. You know what I mean?
I heard absolute freaking crickets.
Yeah.
And as for Coogler, who knows? Who knows the deal that he made with Disney when it comes to production? Like, yeah, you're going to have to, support this. And then with Robert Downey Jr. being brought into the whole thing, we've seen this thing before.
Oh, my God.
We've seen it with Ewan McGregor. We've seen that.
Yeah.
We have, we've seen all
They got to co-sign it. They have to. They don't co-sign it. They don't co-sign it. It's not. That right there, that therein lies the fundamental flaw with the swappings. Because what this tells everybody is that this character ain't ish unless the white person co-signs for it. That's why the swapping sucks. That's why, listen, we got Bishop, we got Storm, you got Deathlock, you got Black Panther.
Oh, I forgot about Deathlock.
Like, what are we doing? You got to give us stuff that had to be literally, again, her comic book came out, Invincible Iron Man. That's what her first comic book came out. Her origin story was her teacher wasn't racist. That was her origin story. Mm-hmm. Her teacher was not. Her teacher says, you can be what you want to be. Oh, you're supposed to tell me I'm supposed to not make it. Shut up.
Yes.
It's we in the 2020s. You talk about stuff like we in the 1940s. Shut up. Shut up. And then don't get me started on the stupid, ridiculous narrative of having you can have one of the most magical villains in Mephisto not being WandaVision, not being Agatha, but being a supposed to be tech hero show Ironheart. Why does that even make sense?
And that was the problem. Why are you bringing in mysticism into science? Why?
Yeah,
those two do not get along.
Now the only person who that will work for is Dr. Doom because he has mastered science and magic.
That's right.
That is true.
That would be the only person who would do it. Now, this would be if you were telling an origin story for Dr. Doom and him, you know. And by the way, Dr. Doom would probably slay Mephisto if he had got his chance because he wrecked Thanos too. But I'm just saying, Dr. Doom, if you had a science origin story with mysticism, with Dr. Doom villain story, okay, that makes sense. But Ironheart, come on now, makes zero sense to have Mephisto in line, and you literally had WandaVision with her story with those kids when he's supposed to have something to do with that.
But look at the optics, though, you know, by having, I'm just talking about the marketing aspect. You guys know that's what I've been really talking about because obviously, you know, I didn't watch the show, you know, so I kind of keep myself out of that discussion where people are like, well, you didn't watch the show. Well, mother effer, I'm talking about the show around the show. That's what I'm always talking about. Pay attention. You know what I mean? The optics of having Robert Downey Jr. play white savior to this show is disgusting. They can't even see it. He wasn't in the show, as far as I know.
Correct.
I mean,
he was not in the show.
He has no history. His character has no history with that character. If you wanted to do that at all, I could halfway understand if you got Letitia Wright come in. They have a history. Their characters have a history. You know what I mean? They could have easily done the same dynamic. She could come in, oh, Dominique Thorne, I'm so proud of you. You got your own show, girl. You know what I mean? Something like that, right? But what he's doing right there by playing White Daddy or whatever, it's disgusting. You know?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And the point that I was trying to make is on the show, I believe that character is trying to say that she can be better than Tony Stark, right?
Correct.
She's saying that I don't need this. I can do. But you can't sell your own show without bringing him in.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they're showing us right now. In this show was up on the shelf for over 3 years. Wow. You know what I mean? But the only way they can sell this is by having him come in. What do they think? This is going to pull in the white audience? Is that what they think? Oh, look, Robert Downey Jr. You like him, right? It doesn't matter if she's black. Come on in for Robert Downey Jr. says it's cool. So come on in. You know what I mean?
They should have had him come in. He should have came in with Tropic Thunder makeup on. Then maybe that might have flew a little bit better.
Oh, I would have loved that.
We're moving on up to the east side. Dealer's apartment in the sky.
but it's just hurtful. It's just hurtful to me that the black audience, too many of us, will just accept these crumbs. Correct. You know, I just did a video of what I was talking. We are probably the number one consumers, I think, second maybe to the Latino community, you know, in this country, which means that we have a huge buying power and spending power and influence that comes with that. You can have a say in how you're being portrayed. Absolutely. You know, because that's the reason why they're doing this. You know, we put trillions of dollars into this economy with the money that we spend. So why are we going to sit back and just be like, just give us whatever you want, we'll accept it as long as it looks like us? It's pathetic.
But Mark, watch this. All this buffoonery and going back and forth for nothing. Watch this. Ironheart's Nielsen ratings were not officially released by Disney, but the show underperformed on other viewership metrics and received mixed reviews, with some critics and audience finding it underwhelming. While initial audience scores on platforms like Rotten Tomatoes were low due to review bombing, they always say that.
They always say
they
that.
did improve after fans pushed back. However, the overall reception suggested the show did not achieve the success Disney hoped for. Now, Mark, you said something throughout the days that really stood out to me. I didn't see nobody talking about this show, but as soon as this show premiered, it was like the robots came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they talk about review volume, but they won't talk about review uplifting. That's what usually those bots
says anything
that
about
you see was review uplifting. That's what that was.
Especially when you get the Cupcake Brigade out there, because remember we saw this with oh my gosh, it's like we saw this with the Kenobi show. You see it with the other shows that come out all of a sudden. This is great. This is a triumph. This is wonderful. Yeah. This is blah, blah, blah. Accounts that haven't tweeted for like 3 or 4 years, all of a sudden, they're talking about this. They're talking about this show. And that's what they do. This false thing of this show is great. Well, if it was so great, okay, why is it you dropped 6 episodes in 2 weeks? Why?
Yeah,
to get it out.
Catch watch time. and it wouldn't get caught up in the Nielsen, cycle. It wouldn't have to perform week after week after week. No, that's what they did. They dumped it all out there so they can memory hole it.
Yeah. Oh, and real quick, Mark, just for everybody out there, right? You don't have to watch it. Nobody has to watch anything we don't want to. I don't have to step in shit to know that it's shit. Okay? That's how I feel about movies and TV shows that I don't want to watch. I don't have to step in it to know that it's going to be crap. Okay?
And this the kicker though. You don't have to step in shit, but you can still talk about shit. You know what
Correct.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Which is why I had to talk about this show, because I'm sick and tired of the depiction of Black women by Disney, the media in general, but especially Disney, who quote unquote claims to care. The whole thing with her saying, well, I don't have the same money that Tony Stark did. Tony Stark put that sucker together, the Mark I, in a cave in Afghanistan.
Right.
Full of scraps. This chick was getting called out every single time, and she never learned from her mistakes whatsoever. She never caught it in the ass for what she did.
But correct me if I'm wrong, Lorena. Did she get a full scholarship to MIT?
She did.
So what is this?
A full ride to MIT. I'm like, do you have any idea how hard it is? Because I almost went to MIT, but my parents couldn't afford to send me. So I talk about this. It is not easy to get into a school like that. And honestly, what it comes down to is if they want to take you or not want to take you. MIT, at least now, is probably a $50,000 a year school, not including room and board. Okay, you get a full ride to something like that, you ain't messing that up.
Hell no, you ain't. I wish I would.
Messing that up. But she acts like it's all cavalier and I'm just going to take my grant money. It's mine and leave. No, heifer, you are not, considering you use their facilities to actually do this stuff. So the whole thing, it's such a darn insult. And I'm like, look, if you want to watch something about Black women who truly, truly did something in the space of engineering and math, go watch Hidden Figures. Go watch that movie.
My mama liked that movie.
Don't watch this crap. Because I don't even know how I got through it. Yeah, I actually did. I actually had to drink to get through it because everything that I saw was just freaking insulting. Could not freaking believe it.
100%, Raina. I'm telling you. But see, that's what I've been talking about too with my they/them theory. Because so many of us, too many of us on this side are always so concerned with what they are going to think. You know what I mean? It's like, I can't wait. Where did they see that? And everything. They're looking over there too much, and they're getting too much joy when they look at other people get upset with this stuff. They don't even see what it actually means to us, so we're like really invested in the idea of white privilege to the point where they can sell an idea where she can say, oh, it all came easy, to Tony Stark and everything because he's a billionaire, but you didn't see the hard work that he put in, but you get to resent him because he's a billionaire. You're skipping over the concept of hard work that you have to do because you're so busy looking over there thinking it must be so easy for them and they. But what about you? What is it? You know what I mean? It's like you're giving up your own humanity and your own concept of decency and hard work by thinking that it's so easy for them over there. Don't worry about them over there. Do what you do. Work hard, It's the only way it's going to work.
Mark, you hit the nail on the head right there. Again, still getting them headshots, brothers. Headshots all the time. But there's a meme I saw, I think it was last week, and it's one of those, like how those political cartoon sketches, and they had a white guy and it had a Black woman. And the white guy had one hurdle and he had the finish line, and the Black woman had, don't be a criminal, Bob's, this, that, all kinds of stuff in the way. I'm thinking to myself, again, can we please stop acting like it's the 1940s? I get it. I 100% get it. We are not in a utopia yet. I totally understand that. I will never sit there and try to gas anybody and say, hey, this country is super perfect. But it ain't the 1940s and prior to that either. We really, really, really got to stop with that nonsense. And this show shows that. It keeps reinforcing that, oh, the white guy had this because he's rich. But, people have to start from something.
Let me give
Not
you an
everybody
example.
has everything. What's that?
Let me give you an example from my own life. Okay, first of all, engineering majors in general, it's set up to wash out at least 50% of people the first year. Okay. I sat in classes with plenty of rich white frat guys who thought they were smart and wound up flunking out. Didn't matter how much money they had. It mattered how much studying everybody else was doing. And it's obvious they weren't doing that. And out of all the majors, math and science is the most equitable because you cannot BS your way around that particular thing. You need to either know it or you don't know it.
And I don't know it.
And the fact that they couldn't even show that with how much work had to be put in for her to get there, that just really pissed me off about the money thing. It's like, yeah, somebody got money. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Pay my tuition and, do
Lorena,
that.
this whole show, they think we stupid.
They do.
Yeah.
They making fun of us.
You are
Look
dumb
at
and just consume.
Yeah, look at Wakanda Forever.
Just
had black
consume
people
product.
fighting
Get ready for the next product.
That's right.
Listen, Wakanda Forever had black versus brown.
Yes.
They think we stupid.
Well, a lot of us are proving them right because you got people over here, like I said, they're so concerned with that. Let me ask y'all, we all know, but it's like I just had this thought. If this stuff is supposed to be so uplifting for black people, why do black people fight over it? Why does it make us fight? Why does it make us resent each other? Why does it make us call each other coons and this and all of that? If it's so good for us, if it's so nurturing for us, how does that end up happening? You know what I mean?
That's a bar.
I remember when
Bars,
Black Panther
baby.
came out, when Black Panther came out, we felt good. You know what I mean? It's like it was a good vibe. It didn't have to be a perfect movie. So spare me in the comment section. Okay, I didn't really like Black Panther. Fine. What I'm talking about is around the movie, the vibe of the movie. Yes, it felt good. All right, but that's not what we get from this. What we're getting here, all of these hood stories. She's in the hood, she's in the project, she has to rob and steal. None of it feels good. It is stereotypical, and it would be nice if we could at least agree on that as we used to be able to do. You know what I mean? But now all of a sudden we're so dumbed down, too many of us, I should say, where we can't even recognize what's good for us because we're so busy looking at what they're doing over there. How many YouTube content creators are in the game right now reacting to what they see them doing over there? You know what I mean? Like, what the hell, bro? Enough.
Listen, Mark, I look like most of us up here on the side here. I grew up in Brooklyn. I was right on the borderline between Clinton Hill and Bed-Stuy. I went to Weston House. I was all in the spot. My dad was over in Brownsville, so I knew all that stuff. And guess what? Just for me, just think about this. Just for me, wanted to read, speaking with proper diction. What happens? Oh, this wasn't something, Mark. This isn't something that happened now on the internet. Now, this is something that's been going on. Oh, you talk white. Oh, you're this. Oh, that. Blah blah blah. The way it works in the community, which is so sad and stupid, is that you will get people who will get more praise from doing a bid than somebody going to college.
True.
Yeah.
And that's been like that and I'm not no whippersnapper. I'm an OG here. That's been like that for a minute now. You would get more praise if you did a bid than if you went to college. Yeah. That's how it is. That's how it is in the streets, and it's stupid. It's stupid.
That's why I said the sad fact of the matter is that, and I said this on Sly's channel, is that they have to uplift and like a George Floyd, rest in peace to him. But I'm just saying, the community at large, in large part, will not celebrate us men here. All right. If anything were to happen to us, it wouldn't be the same. Hardworking, decent men who are trying not to go against the law and all that stuff. We celebrate and uplift, or actually the media puts that out there for the public to see, more than they will put it out there for them to see us. You know what I mean? Because it makes everybody else say, you're celebrating this criminal, this drug addict. You know, but they would never say that about us because we're not criminals, we're not drug addicts. So it wouldn't be the same type. It wouldn't be the same type of story, you know. And what could the public say if something, God forbid, ever happened to Fatal or Abu or Damajanai? You know, you're not going to find anything on them like that. You know what I mean?
You know what's
so
funny,
it wouldn't
Mark?
be the same.
When you was just talking right now, you made me think of something. That I think it was a couple videos you did. You had the guy from Eastern Europe. That
y'all wrap it up,
right?
Y'all wrap it up.
Yeah. Sorry. All right. So my thing is, we are being seen on a global level, and as much as I know Twitter is a cesspool, I know it's a dumpster fire, but the one thing I will say about Twitter that sucks a whole lot, I mean, aside from the regular nonsense you get, is that people will see what people put on Twitter and think, oh, that's how they are. And I hate that. I hate that so much.
Yeah.
Because I work very hard to make sure that I don't end up in any nonsense. Like I hung out with my thugs. I had my thug friends. You know, I used to write little graffiti. You know, I used to do my thing, but I made sure I kept that at bay. I didn't let it consume me.
Yeah.
And when the world, because this is a global scale, and stuff like this thing right here puts everything on a global scale. So every time you see some stupid nonsense in the Waffle House or in the gas station or something happened in Chicago, and that's the stuff that gets amplified. Again, Mark, how many times you did a video? How long ago was it with that young kid who made that soap that was supposed to help skin
like
cancer?
2 years
whatever?
ago.
Yeah, 2 years. Do we get anything like that on Twitter or anything? I mean, you. And
But
then when you do get stuff,
Dave, this right here is this right here. But do you get that in the public?
What do you mean?
Whatever you seeing on this right here with the Twitter opinions, do you see that where you at? Like in reality?
No.
Because they're
But that's my point. I know, but that's my point. It's not a true reality. It's what's being amplified. It's being amplified, and everybody's seeing that, and I hate that so much.
And I got something to say to that too. I know it's a common refrain, you know, Twitter is not real life, but I think what Dee's trying to say is also it influences real life. I mean, that's the reason why it's worth the billions of dollars that it's worth, you know, because it influences. And there was just a story, another one that I was thinking about doing a video for is this. It was a white woman, you know, who made fun. There's two stories. There's a black woman who made fun of the girls who passed away in Texas.
Oh yes,
you know, now go figure. In this space, they just ran with the black woman, but there's a white woman who did the same thing, and she lost her job, and she was just talking about you know, they deserve it because their parents were Trump supporters, and this woman was a pediatrician.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that one. Yes.
Yeah, she's a pediatrician, a doctor, you know, who has the responsibility of maintaining and saving lives. But because she's been poisoned by what she sees on social media, she thinks that these people, these little innocent girls, deserved to die. You know what I mean? So this is what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be the whole world that gets twisted by social media. The devil doesn't work that way. One soul at a time. That's the way evil works. All right. So you can't measure it that way by saying it's just on social media. It's just on the phone. It just takes one psycho to be influenced by something they see, and they could go into a school and light it up. You know what I mean? And that's the danger of it, you know, but I feel good about the fact that we're here and we get to speak, you know, at least for now anyway, you know, and we can go against that narrative. I always say that's what makes Dark Council so important and so effective. Everybody else is just yelling about what they don't like in their entertainment, you know, but we're the ones who actually are being spoken for through this bullshit that they put out there, you know, like black people all got to be from the hood. Black people all got to be stealing. Well, what you see on this panel is not that. You know, 100%. Like over there, they're talking about, you know, there's no such thing as black fathers and stuff like that. We represent black fathers and a black mother, you know, and we're doing what we're supposed to do. So that's the difference. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just want to say one last thing. I know we got to wrap up. So I'm glad you mentioned that, because that was actually how I was saying before that, and it was me doing a long round. What people see on Twitter, on the internet, everything like that, it does spill over to real life. Now, I met somebody a while ago, and I was just discussing stuff. You know, we just chit-chatting. It was a fellow YouTuber. We were chit-chatting about families, whatever. And I was telling him how my dad is retired. He's out living his best life right now. So I don't know if it crossed wires or whatever, but he was like, oh, your dad was never there? I said, bro, so what are you talking about? So that was his first thing. I'm telling him how my dad's retired and living his best life. And he came back with, oh, your dad wasn't in your life. And I'm like, and that's what, again, that is the danger of this entertainment that people say, oh, why you talk about Ironheart or whatever? Because that stuff, not having a father, I mean, gone are the days when we had Family Matters, the Cosby Show, Living Single, all the stuff where you had full black families, right? That stuff trickles to people in real life, because think about it. How many black friends do you think I had? Probably a handful, maybe whatever. But your first thing come to ask me when our first interaction is like, oh, your dad wasn't there? Like, nah, bro. That means you never listen to my videos. I tell people I have my dad. I was blessed. I had a dad, I had stepdad, uncles. I had plenty of male influences in my life. So it wasn't like it was just my dad. You know what I'm saying? You know. But my thing is, that stuff that we're talking about, even though it's on here, it does seep into here. And when it seeps into here, that's a problem.
Remember, there was a group of people back in, I don't know, the 40s or something like that. And the way that the atrocities happened to them, it happened through things like that. You know what I mean? If you want to look back on that, you know, that dictator whose name I guess we're not supposed to say for whatever reason, from back in the 40s, war was fought back then.
Yeah,
that
Austrian.
You know, they like to say never forget, because they know how that got started, you know, how that took root. And a lot of the same ways, if you keep showing people a certain group of people doing wrong all the time, nonstop, then it's going to get into the public consciousness where they'll question everything that you might have done of value. You know, we like to bring up the story with the 6888 and stuff like that. Yes. That's another thing. I did the story about Sinners, just recently released on Max, and they had the sign language from Black American Sign Language, you know, and if you watch it on Max, you can choose that. You can choose that, you know, to have it the Black American Sign Language. Did the story, you know, people are in the comment section talking about, is it broken English? You know, it's like, are the sign language in handcuffs? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so everything that we do is a joke. You know, everything that we do, and I'm all for jokes. You know, I've made my share of jokes on my channel. I can be an absolute clown, but it can't always be that. You know what I mean? And it betrays a certain feeling that some of these people truly have that you didn't. You know, that's why, like I said, I love that we show our faces. Like, I hate being on a panel where they're not showing their faces, especially if they're Black, because you need to be able to be visible, you know, because people are seriously questioning all of our credentials. You know what I mean? Like, and it's very important. It's very important to be seen, but be seen the right way.
Like I said,
I hear what y'all saying. I hear what y'all saying, and y'all cooking. But at the same time, like D, when you said that stupid idiot said that to you, sometimes you're not gonna stop idiot, demonic, evil bitches. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna happen. But what I'm saying, when I was talking about it, is just this: the majority of what you see on Twitter is not the majority you see in real life. You're not gonna see white guys come up to you and say, "Hey, you stupid." You know what I mean? It's just not gonna happen.
You know what they're doing, Fatal? You know what they're doing?
Speak on it.
Those guys that you're talking about,
yeah,
they go to other guys' platforms to say it for them. Okay, so you think of it like that. Most of them don't have the guts to say it, but they are drawn to people who are saying it for them, and that's why they make it rain on them.
But you're right. You're exactly right. But guess what? Those guys that we know, they getting cooked, because all day we see them saying, what are they saying? I'm losing subs. I'm I'm losing subscribers.
Everybody's
I'm losing
losing
views.
that.
People getting tired of that, bro. People get tired of that because you don't have the smarts to say, hey, was a really good show. I know I said this in the past, but this right here is real good. They can't. That's the definition of selling your soul. You know, so those guys are cooked. They days are numbered. You know,
listen, all I gotta say to wrap it up is listen, just like you, Mark, I'm okay with jokes, whatever. Me personally, I don't like
I'm gonna get in
making
trouble.
jokes,
I don't usually cuss.
Right? I don't like. That's like my cup of tea to do that. But I can tell you like this here.
We got them, ladies and gentlemen. We got them.
The joke, the punchline can't always be, ha, because it's black. It just can't be. You cannot have that be your punchline for everything. It just can't. It just shows a lack of, dare I say, humanity. Because in 2025, I don't see how. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there who have that situation. But like I said, I'm known as being anecdotal for people. For me, my family is literally diverse. My family has literally the thing that Hollywood, the mainstream, calls itself one, right? It's diverse. So I couldn't see myself making jokes about my family. And that's how I see it. That's why I don't make jokes about, different pigmentations and stuff like that.
Why? Guess what? Because you have a brain, but the other people, they wish they had a brain. Now, we supposed to wrap this up.
Yes.
Abu Naz, we got a guy on this panel right here. He's a spectacular wordsmith. He's a put together of bars. And this guy right here has an album coming out. And Fatal J had a little something to do with it, just real small. This guy right here, Abu Naz,
getting shout out from Chuck D and everything too.
Yes.
Oh,
that was hot fire. That's that hot fire right there.
Abu Naz, what do you have for the people?
That literally came out of nowhere. Trust me when I tell you, I didn't even. It was like I looked at it and I actually was thinking, wait a minute, because I responded to their new album, and I was just like, oh wow, okay, there we go, we ready to rock it, this, that, whatever. I'm all in. I mean, my whole thing in terms of my profile. What do you see? You see Public Enemy. So yeah, I just put the little tweet there to let them know I'm locked in, and then all of a sudden he responded to me with that, and that just blew my mind away. And then after I responded, definitely thanked him for it. Like I said, he's a big he's in the rock and roll Hall of Fame. So like I said, he's on the stratosphere. But of course, he responded to my tweet again, and I said, wow. I said, okay, I'm digging that. Didn't press it no more, but I was very grateful. But now that it just kind of coincidentally, my album is out, my new album that I've always said I was going to put this out there, The House of the Dragons Season 1, and this is the entire thing. Now back in the days, a couple of years back when it was out there, and I did a couple of songs with it, but then I had stopped and I had put like 7 and 8 into one song and 9 and 10 into one song, and it was just like an abbreviation. But now when I said to myself, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it the way that I was supposed to do it from the first. So then I expanded everything else. So a lot, and the music is all new. So it's not even the stuff that, we had back then when it was there, and I had it on Dark Council. I made all new music. The lyrics is now especially more detailed into the episodes. So this is something I have busted my ass really trying to make this album real musical, but of course with each of the episodes, some of the episodes is slowed down, and it's more intimate. So now I have to put music that's more intimate to it. And then of course with all the action scenes and stuff. So I basically was like trying to be like Dr. Frankenstein without messing up things. And I said to myself, yeah, I outdid myself here, but like I said, I don't know how many people will be reached on this. But if you like the album, or if you like House of the Dragon or anything of Game of Thrones, if you like this, hopefully you will like this album right now. And hey, do me a good favor. If you like it, tell your friends, tell your family, hey, I got something for you. Check it out, But as far as I'm concerned, I'm just very grateful for me to be able to get this out in the time that I got right now. I even actually had remixed and remastered Security Concepts. I have, from back in last year, I felt like I did a great job, and a lot of people were saying that. But another gentleman kind of pulled me to the side and says, you got more stuff that you can enhance it even more. And I said to myself, well, I did, I used all the techniques that he showed me for this, the House of the Dragons. And I said, well, you know what? I'm going to go back and remix and remaster Security Concepts. And I'm glad that I did do it, because now I saw certain things that I didn't catch, when I was doing it the last time. And now with the stuff that I got now, and it's making the music from Security Concepts, like now it's like it's really coming out great. And I said, wow, I should have been done this. But so if you happen to go back and listen to the Security Concepts, you will see a difference from the old one to for the new one. But yeah, if a lot of people kind of dig it, I'm gonna go on season 2 and get that done, and probably go through the whole Dance of the Dragons until it's done. But I hope that you like it. You let me know what you think, and we'll take it from there.
There you go.
I just want to say though, because I spent a lot of the day listening to it, bro. It's like,
oh, you did,
yeah, your production. You did the production.
I did everything, brother.
Bro,
you're like the prince of hip hop, because you did every aspect of this, and the way it came out, I could tell that you were deep in the lab on this. You know what I mean? Like, as an old hip hop head, a lot of coming up from like the digging in the crates part, era and everything like that. Mm-hmm. It was so multi-layered, everything that you put together. The way you laid down your lyrics, where you were doing like 3 different parts and 3 different voices and all that stuff. I was like, this dude is a nut, man. It's like, I love that the track that you did where you captured, I don't know if that was episode 2 or whatever, but when they went into like the sleazy part of town, you know what I mean?
Yeah, episode 4. Episode 4. That was fun. Fun.
You did a great. I could tell. Yeah, man, you did a great job, bro.
Oh,
so Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube is where they can buy this album.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I got the link in the chat. Make sure to buy that album. I'm gonna buy this album tonight. I already got Security Concepts. I love that album, man. So I can't wait to listen to this before I go to bed tonight. Abu, you such a talent brother, and when you get better, we need a Dark Council show When you go back to the old days and perform these, man.
I know, brother, but I can't do it tonight. You see, I'm all
Yeah. I'm saying when you get better. When you get better. We supposed to close out the show. Do anybody have anything they need to promote before we get out of here?
I am putting up clips of beating people up on Expedition 33. That's what I've been doing lately. Let me tell you. You want me to tell you what I did wrong though? This whole time I went and did New Game Plus, and I forgot that because I'm like, bro, why am I? You don't understand. I had to boost everything up. I am so strong right now because they beat me, and whenever I get beaten in an RPG, I get on my Goku stuff. I'll go and I'll train and I will farm, and I come back and I beat Simon, who is the real boss in it. I beat him in one try when I came back. So right now I am so strong that if I don't fluctuate with the levels, because you can give them more vitality, you can put it on the extreme level. Even on extreme and New Game Plus, I'm still one-shotting people. I'm like, I got way too strong. I love it though. I love playing games like that when I get super strong like that. But yeah, that's what I'm playing right now. And tomorrow I'm doing a bonus Stellar Blade because we're still doing bonus Stellar Blade games. I still haven't even found the whole Nikki DLC yet. I gotta find that. But right now we're just in the desert, which I hate the desert, but that's the part we're at right now. And then obviously we got on Friday. Stay tuned for my Superman review because I'm gonna go see it Friday morning. So I want to do that.
Yo, right at the last minute, we got OG Star Wars up in here.
I know.
What's up, man? Always good to see her.
How you doing?
What up, OG? Glad you're here. Anything else before we close out? Yeah, boy, you need
just the new gaming channel of mine. This morning I was playing a waifu kart. That's what I call the what is it? Pretty Derby. Uma Musume, basically just like waifus is like racehorse. Anyway, that's what I've been playing between that. Of course, playing Stellar Blade, all kinds of stuff. So
one more shout out. Absolutely. As we all know, there is a positive vibe on this show right here, and we're all positive people, and there is power in prayer. So let's lift Abu up, okay, in prayer and in good thoughts and everything. This is a beautiful man right here, and it hurts my heart to see you coughing and whatnot like that, Abu. So definitely, let's take all of this positive energy and everything, and there is some power to that.
Well, most of my problems is most of my problems right now is that I'm with my family and I'm having a good time, and I know I'm still sick, and I'm just laughing and stuff because, like I said, it's just good fun just being around your family. That's all it is. I can't get my head back with the. You know what? I don't like this. I'm gonna take some crack. I still can't get down.
That's gonna be on the Dark Council highlights. That's gonna be on the Dark Council highlights tomorrow.
And he didn't skip nothing else. He said he went from weed and crack. I want some crack. He went on some shit Tyrone Biggums. I want some crack.
We love you, brother. We love you.
Much love.
Oh God, please don't let me die. I ain't got no crack.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Abu, stop laughing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank y'all for coming out to the show. Everybody have a great night. Thank y'all for the super chat love. Continue smashing like. Like I said, with the replay crew, we're gonna have the timestamps up throughout the week. We're gonna have more Dark Council highlights. Thank y'all so much. Abu, please get better, and we out of here. Peace.
Fader, what is you looking at? You were staring hard at the camera just then.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Freaking pay attention.
What are you just looking at, bro?
You're standing on.
You killed Luke.
You bastard.
The backlash.
This is the Last Jedi all over again.
I told my son, I said, boy, watch the stream tonight, boy. Watch the stream. You're going to be proud of your old man. And what does he see? What does he see?
I don't hear it now.
Yeah, look at you. It was Fox this whole
It
time.
wasn't me. Stand up. How's that happen?
You can't come back from
I
that.
think y'all did this on purpose to make me host tonight. Just so y'all can do all of this.
Abu,
It
you
was
did
beautiful,
it, man. I'm
bro.
sorry.
You did it, Abu. What you know?
You have done that yourself.